The full House of Representatives is scheduled to cast their votes on impeachment, and if they vote to proceed, a Senate trial is set to start in early 2020. But some Republicans say you don't have to wait that long to see where this is going. Take a look.
Everything I do during this, I'm coordinating with White House counsel.
I am trying to give a pretty clear signal. I have made up my mind. I'm not trying to pretend to be a fair juror here.
That's a violation of the oath that they're about to take, and it's a complete subversion of the constitutional scheme.
So, did we... Okay. Did we just see Mitch and Lindsey admit that they're prepared to violate the constitutional duty? I mean, isn't it... Aren't you supposed to get on a jury, hear everything out, and then make a decision? Don't they tell you don't come in with predetermined ideas?
Well, they're basically saying I'm a party hack and I don't give a fig about the Constitution. Basically, that's what they're saying. And I think people are going to get smart and hip to that pretty soon because everybody's been on a jury.
Yes.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We
all know you're not supposed to decide the fate of the defendant until you hear all the facts.
But how is that different than Rashida Tlaib on election night saying it's partisanship on both sides before the trial has even begun? And
she shouldn't have said that.
She shouldn't have said that, but I think the idea, this like pearl clutching, that it's only Republicans that are doing this is a completely partisan process. I think the American public is completely sick of it. And I also take great offense at the idea that there's not integrity and seriousness given the gravity of the accusations. And I think most people have tuned out because both sides are making it as political as they are.
I got to tell you, when I heard that, I did go back to my days in front of juries. You know, because you do want to take, you want a juror that's going to take it very seriously. And I actually looked up the oath that they take when they are about to begin this impeachment, and they have to say, I solemnly swear or affirm that in all things appertaining to the trial of the impeachment of blank, now pending, I will do impartial justice according to the Constitution and laws, so help me God. So it's very similar to the oath that you take when the hubris to get on television and say, I've already made up my mind, is pretty shocking given the fact that Lindsey Graham, and I know we're gonna play it, said something completely different before.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting to. But you mentioned something that I want to say. You know, when people are sitting in judgment of something, it's different if you say, you know, impeach. People yell stuff, say stuff. But when you're sitting there and it's your job to decide whether this person should be impeached, you shouldn't. I think
but
they shouldn't
as well.
Yeah, but she's not on their. She's not on their on their committee.
She's not in the jury.
No, she's not the jury.
For me, I don't see a difference between those two political animals saying this basically the same thing, and I implore everyone to stop being as partisan on both sides.
Yes,
and I think, unfortunately,
people should be.
I think where you lose people, where the Republicans have lost me, is where you don't even acknowledge that something bad happened. Right? So here's where I am, and I think that there are other people here as well. I find what he did abhorrent. I find that what the president does sometimes on a daily basis abhorrent. I still think we need more on grounds for impeachment, more than abuse of power. I think you need to prove that something illegal was done, because I worry about the next president coming in. If it's Joe Biden, start impeaching him off of Burisma because they find some abuse of power.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I found my whole weekend was consumed by Trump. I didn't talk to one person that had one opinion this way or that way about Trump.
Stop watching TV, you.
No, just like going to the supermarket, it comes up. And I realize this in the holiday season, what I have a pit in my stomach with every day about this president is he represents the opposite of what we're taught to be as human beings. You lie, you get away with it. You cheat, you get away with it. You bully people, you get away with it. This is what I continue to struggle with. But I want it to be on the American people. I think at this point, the American people need to look in the mirror and say, what do we want representing us, this country? You need to vote on that next election.
It's one of the things that is hard, and it goes to the hypocrisy. When they went after Clinton, they went after him because they felt he lied and did some stuff. Yes, that's a lie.
Yeah.
He lied.
So
let me make my point. Let me make my point, and then I will shut up.
All right.
But again,
I have an answer to that.
But I know. Everybody's got an answer. Let me make the point, and then you can answer me.
Yeah.
But, I listened to Lindsey Graham, and, he said he's going to do everything he can to make this trial die quickly. It's the exact sentiment he argued against during Clinton's impeachment. He said we must take every opportunity to go through this. And, you know, the Constitution is not flexible. The Constitution says, here are the guidelines we can operate under in order to keep the democracy. Whether he's guilty or not should be in the hands of the people who are with him and can say, did you do this? Did this happen? And take it to trial. Stop saying, I'm not going to look at the evidence. You just can't do that. That's not the American way.
You're saying there's hypocrisy going on.
No, I'm just saying
it's
not even hypocrisy. It is the thing that has scared everyone, which is this divide that you talk about all the time. I know.
Me?
Yeah, that you talk about all the time.
Well, I just spend most of my time around conservatives. I don't spend my time around, like on my off time, and I know that there are a group of people in this country that think this is completely partisan on the left as well, and I'm not saying what Lindsey Graham said was okay, because I disagree with it, but the idea that, like, oh, we're in a Pollyanna moment and our innocence is lost now, go back to, again, a president who perjured himself within my lifetime and having an impeachment process. And you can, I'm just telling you,
I want to tell you why he perjured himself.
But I'm just telling you, conservatives, right now, if I were a Democrat, I would be out there on the front lines every way possible trying to change their mind, because all I hear right now is the Democrats have gotten out over their skis and they want to move on. And by the way, Trump wants a long impeachment process because it's good for him and it's helping his numbers. And Mitch McConnell does not. You can laugh on
No, they're not laughing at you. They're laughing at the fact that we have to go so bad that he has to go to the bathroom. He's standing there like that. We'll be right back to talk more about this when we come back. That's what they were laughing at.
Comey comes clean. The former FBI director